Hello everyone, and welcome to Thoughts from the Throne 13. As you can see, the first 12 episodes were so successful, we have a brand new set. To begin things today, I want to pay my respects to Dusty Rhodes. Dusty Rhodes just died recently, passed away. A true legend, an actual icon in the wrestling business. Dusty Rhodes was absolutely amazing, and I want to send my condolences to Dusty and his family, specifically his children. I'm proud to call them both friends, Cody and Dustin. I think they're both phenomenal performers in the ring, and I think they're even better human beings. Dusty, on many levels, changed the business. He really broke the mold for many people, and he did so many great things for the business. Not only in the terms of being a talent, but also as being a booker, a creative writer, a storyteller, an office, someone who actually ran a company, a promotion. He did so many great things for the actual business. And Dusty himself was a guy who broke the mold because he had a different body type. In the 80s, when Dusty really was in his heyday, it was a time where most guys were big, jacked up, gassed up, muscle heads. And Dusty wasn't that at all. Dusty truly was like a common man who was heavy, he was bigger, and there was just something about Dusty, and it was hard for me, especially as a child, to put a finger on it, why I liked him, because Dusty truly did have that intangible. He had that charisma, he had that presence, that essence. He had what many people refer to just simply as it. And it was overwhelming. It connected with you, and you weren't even sure why. I always loved Ric Flair because he was announced from Charlotte, North Carolina. And the Nature Boy, he was cool. He had all the chicks. He talked with a silver tongue, and everybody loved Ric Flair. But whenever Ric Flair would battle Dusty, I never pulled against Dusty. I always wanted to see Dusty do well. I always had a connection with him. He emotionally connected with me. And when it's all said and done in the business of storytelling, that is professional wrestling, it's all about that emotional connection. And Dusty did that better than anyone else. And Dusty did a lot of great things for a lot of younger people in the business as well. I know in WCW he did great things and helped out my friends Shane Helms and Shannon Moore. In ECW he helped out my friend Steve Corino. And when my brother Jeff Hardy had his first run at TNA, Dusty was really good to him there. And I never got to work hand in hand with Dusty for a long amount of time. And I said this in an interview I did about him recently. We were like ships in the night. We kind of, worked in different places at different times. We never got to work at the same place at the same time. But he always said great things about Jeff and vice versa. Jeff loved Dusty. And I appreciate the American Dream being so good to my younger brother. And while on the subject of Dusty, I want to segue into Sean Waltman, who actually just wrote it was actually written very eloquently. He wrote a post about TMZ posting the 911 call that came from the Rhodes household the morning that Dusty had. He fell or had an incident in his home, and then he went to the hospital and later passed away. And TMZ actually posted that and made it public on their site. And Sean Waltman went in and actually said he thought it was a bad move, it was in poor taste, and why did you do it? And I totally agree with him 100%. I totally concur with his thoughts and feelings on this thing, because I think that TMZ took this 911 call and they exploited the Rhodes family in their, in the most tragic and sad time. And it simply comes down to that. I mean, I get TMZ why they actually, put guys on blast when, they make mistakes or when guys do dumb shit. I mean, I get that. I mean, that's their job. TMZ reports train wrecks, but this was a case where I think it was just truly exploitation in the worst way possible. And I don't think they should have done it because there was nothing to really gain from it, and it was just in poor taste, in my opinion. Something about Sean Waltman, I really like him. I was texting back and forth with him this week, and I actually told him that I'm a fan of his, not only as a wrestling mind and a persona, but also just as a person, especially now. X-Pac, Sean Waltman, has been through everything in life. He has been through a lot of things, and one thing I love about Sean is that he owns all the good things he's done and the bad things he's done. He's truly honest, and he's super accountable, and there's something, especially with me, even going through my struggles and my ups and my downs, it's one thing about learning to look in the mirror and be real with the person in the mirror, and Sean is very much that way. And I appreciate him for that, because there's something about being able to break your own facade. And everyone wants to have this narrative that they're perfect and everything's okay and they're doing what's right, but it's hard to look in the mirror and be honest with yourself. And Sean is someone who does that. If you don't follow Sean on Twitter, you should. He's at the real X-Pac, and I just love his opinions, and I love also too how he's very assertive about his opinions, but he's also very tolerant of other people's opinions, and he's very respectful about people that have differing opinions from his. And I think that's important. I think that's one of the big issues on social media, because we're not face-to-face talking with other human beings or actually interacting with them. It's really easy to be disrespectful of other people just because they think or believe differently from you. And one thing that's very important in this day and age is to understand that people are going to think differently from you. And that's okay. It's okay for people to have varying opinions. That's what makes the world go around. And usually varying opinions kind of help things become greater when it's all said and done, because that's how people come to like greater solutions or greater ideas. And Sean's real good about doing that, and I respect him for that. And I want to shout out and give Sean a little plug on this Thoughts from the Throne. A lot of people ask about updates. Update on Jeff Hardy. My brother's leg is healing. He's getting around with a cane now. He's still going to be out for another 6 or 8 weeks. Update on my wife, Rebecca Hardy. She's a warrior, man. God, we're at the 10-month period, and bless her heart, like it's just so amazing how valiant and how much of a warrior she's been during this huge pregnancy. And guys, we have to tip our hats to all the women out there, because the sacrifices that they make, the sacrifices they put their bodies through to give us children, it's unbelievable. I mean, and especially for someone like Reby, who's a younger, beautiful girl who modeled, and like, I know it's tough. Their body changes, and they're producing a kid, and I know there's a lot of their dreams. You just have to give a round of applause for all the ladies who continue to bear children for us. It's amazing. It's awesome. Now let's have an update on Baby Hardy, MDH. As of right now, it is early Friday morning. We're taping this a little after 3 a.m., June 19th. And I feel like in the next 24 hours he's going to be here. That's what my gut tells me. And I'm so excited to see this little dude. It's been so great. I always dreamed about having a kid when I was, when I was a bit younger. Not like when I was, super young, but when I was in my mid-20s, I thought, God, it'd be so cool to have a kid one day. If I can get to that point where I can kind of be home and be settled down. And it's really special. It's coming true. So I'm super excited about it, and I can't wait to hang out with this little dude, and I can't wait to see him change and grow up. It's going to be so great. Also, with this being said, I'm just going to say this: the timer is on, the clock is on with Baby Hardy here. I need him to make sure to be born and give us a couple days to be here before I have to leave on Wednesday, because Wednesday I have to go back to work. Impact Wrestling is live next Wednesday night, June 24th, and I will be there. I'm going to be back as a singles, and I'm going to be kicking ass and taking names, and I plan on making my mark when I'm there, and I'm going to dedicate all my matches to MDH. I'll have his name written on my tape, but MDH, we need you to show up like now, like yesterday. So you have 24 hours. This is your dad, and I'm going to show this to you when you get a little bit older. I want you here by June 20th. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. And if you're not here by June 20th, when you get old enough, I'm grounding you. I'm Matt Hardy, and this is Thoughts from the Throne. You guys be well.
Keep coming back. I got a family to feed.
Get with it, boy.